Hello and welcome. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Taiyo Destroyer. So the Taiyo Destroyer is the next in my Destroyer series. And like all of my destroyers, this is a Class B ship that is designed for more short-range deployments where the maximum amount of damage is going to be inflicted. So there's no restrictions on starship design. So this is a late game combat ship. Should have all the parts unlocked for it by I think level 59. Um, but as a destroyer, it is required to be able to sleep at least four crew, have a crew capacity of at least four, a galley, a cargo hold, an armory, and an infirmary. Additionally, it needs to have 200 or more fuel and 1,000 cargo. Now, the Taiyo Destroyer exceeds all of these requirements while still maintaining a set of four SA-4330 Class A engines. So, it carries heavy firepower, reasonable cargo, and fuel while still maintaining a good range. So, we're going to come back on over here to our rear entry, and you can definitely see that I am making use of the ship flip glitch on this ship. So if you want to be able to copy it exactly, you will need to have that enabled. So we start by boarding the ship and immediately entering into the armory. Looking over here, got doors on each side. Here is the holding cell. Here is where you can store all of your weapons. Coming on over to the front port, we find ourselves in the 2x2 cargo hold hab. Then you can turn over here, open this door, and we find ourselves in the 2x2 computer room hab. Then right over here we find our ladder going up, and this is leading us into the 2x2 all-in-one berth. We will note that there's a bathroom over here, our galley over here. I would call that the ship's primary galley. And then over here we have this door that opens up to reveal four beds. Moving over here, we get this questionable hole in the floor underneath the docker. Don't ask me what's going on here, but apparently that's the top of the hull. So it looks like each hab is, maybe a foot or so thick. Anyways, coming back here, we open this door and we find ourselves in an all-in-one, which gives us another four beds, bathroom, and another galley. This is the control room hab with the docker right there. Over here, we can open this door and we find ourselves in the infirmary. And then through this door, we find ourselves in the captain's quarters. Finally, walking forwards, we open this up to enter into our cockpit. Alright, and that is the full tour. So let's go ahead and hop on into Neon Core before we run all the way on over.
I'm not gonna say this twice. Get the hell away.
I'm going to come all the way on over to the elevator over here. And hop on down to Taiyo Astroneering.
It's so nice to have you here. Prepare to be amazed.
Sure, lady. All right. So let's enter the ship builder. Step one, as always, is going to be going ahead and grabbing our colors. You can see we are using blue and gold, and then some more gold. There we go. All right, and you can also go ahead and see the stats for the ship right down here. So now that we've stared at it enough, let's go ahead and select all and then delete it. So as always, let's go ahead and start with our bay. We've got the rear entry ship bed 200. Then on the underside here, we are going to go ahead and grab the Taiyo all-in-one bottom B and swap that on over to the armory bottom B. Then over here, we're going to grab the bottom B and we're going to make this the cargo hull. And then on this side, we are going to go ahead and grab the bottom B and make this into the computer core. On top of this, we are now going to go ahead and grab the top B and make this the all-in-one berth. Then, right here, we are going to go ahead and grab the top B, and this one is going to be our control station. Then over here, we are going to go ahead and grab the top A, all-in-one. And then over here, we are going to grab the top B, infirmary. And finally, over here, we are going to grab the top B, captain's quarters. Continuing on from here, directly over the back of the control station, we are going to grab our docker. And then on the front of the control station, we are going to grab the cockpit. There we have it. That is all the habitable portions of this ship. So what's next? Let's go ahead and grab our reactor, which is, of course, well, it would normally be the 104DS. However, it looks like Taiyo is the only one that does not carry that. So we can max out at 35 power from either the Z machine or the DC-303. So I grabbed the DC-303 because it provides us more hull. If you were to go anywhere else and make one change to this ship, swap this out for the 104DS. Next, on the back, overhanging the landing bay, we're going to go ahead and grab our grav drive. And for this ship, we were able to get away with a Helios 400 grav drive. Now, since we're back here anyways, we might as well come to the outer side of the all-in-one. And we are going to go ahead and grab the first of the SA-4330 engines. And we're going to duplicate it down, changing the variant twice to be the bottom. Duplicate it again, changing the variant once to be the bottom on the other side. And then duplicate it again, changing the variant twice to be the top. And there we go. Alright, what's next? Let's go ahead and grab our fuel tanks since we are right over here. And for this ship, we are using a pair of the M50 Ulysses HE3 tanks. Next, right over here, I'm going to go ahead and slap on my shield, which is, of course, going to be the 2018 Defender Shield Generator. Now, if you do not want to flip glitch, you can ignore this next part. Back here, I'm going to go ahead and grab the Taiyo nose cap, convert it to the rear variation, and then flip it into place over this HE3 tank. Repeat on this side. Again, this is entirely optional. You do not have to do this, but I liked that kind of more filled out shape there. Next up, moving on to the outside of this, I'm going to come on over here to my landing gear and grab the pinpoint 3G, rear variation, and front variation. I'm going to copy that on over to the other side of the ship and connect that all right there. Alright, now looking at the front of this ship, since we're still on the landing gear, tucked in close to the center on the front of the cargo hull and the computer core, I'm going to go ahead and grab the pinpoint 4G landing gear. This is the one tall variation of it. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab myself my cargo. Now for this ship, I am using two Galleon S202 cargo holds, flipped like so, over the top of the landing gear. Alright, now let's go back on over to the structural tab. And here I'm going to go ahead and grab some more of the Taiyo nose caps. And I'm going to place 4 of these on my ship. Finally, underneath the cockpit, I'm going to go ahead and place the Taiyo braking engine. And there we go. So this is the general shape of this ship. So what's next? All the way back here, I'm going to go ahead and put on a horizon weapon mount. Actually, let's move this forward. And on this side, a horizon weapon mount. Then I'm going to go ahead and slap on a trio of equipment plates. And then I'm going to grab 2 more equipment plates. You can put these basically anywhere that you want. Alright, change my mind again. Let's put it to the rear variation. Alright. And there we have it. So again, the only flip glitch on this ship is these Taiyo caps back here. If you do not want to flip glitch, just remove these and you are perfect. You don't need to worry about anything else. So now let's talk weapons. So on this ship, I have 3 Vaporizer 35 MeV. This is the Class A auto proton beams. Then I have 3 of the Exterminator 95 MeV auto helion beams. This is the Class B variation. And then finally, I have 3 of the 33K missile launchers. I'm not going to even try and pronounce that. There's no reason to laugh at me like that. And these take 4 power each. So I'm going to put these in the center. And then I'm going to place all 3 of my 95s on one side and all 3 of my 35s on the other. And there you have it. That is the exact ship. So let's go ahead and put the color on. And then finally, I need to go ahead and assign my weapons. There we go. So with that all done, let me go ahead and hop into orbit. Alright, and we will reduce power to our missiles by 1. And again, I am 4 power short of where I would be if I grabbed the 104DS. So if you go make any changes whatsoever to this ship outside of Taiyo Destroyer, get that reactor. So let's hop on out here. Nope, not Niram or Nira. Serpentis. Choosing the right planet or system. Alright, let's fully power those engines. Ooh, a Prophecy 3. And taking a look, it looks like we have 8 shots from our missiles. There we go. And one-on-one with a Prophecy 3. Easily able to defeat it, to no one's great surprise. So let's come find this hostile activity. Four targets here. Let's go ahead and start with this dirge. Alright. One down, and then can turn around and see what else we've got. A Hem 2, a Hem 3, and a Hem 2. Alright. Let's just go ahead and kite this Hem 2 some. Whee! Alright. Alright. 2 down. There we go. So the Hems aren't the scariest of enemy ships, but we were still able to take on 4 ships of middling difficulty. Go ahead and gather our loot. And let's hit up another planet or two. Anybody gonna come out to play? Looks like the answer is no. Looks like just a little bit of debris out here. But nobody's coming out to party. And it looks like we're... Ah, here we go. Finally. Friends. There we go. The Taiyo Destroyer and its search for more friends.
We could use a vacation. If you're feeling generous, you could help us out. Or we could just dust your ship.
Or,
That's how you want to play it.
how about I dust yours? Whee! Alright. Alright. So these spacers are actually able to do an interesting amount of damage to you if you let them get close enough. Woo! Now, of course, the right way to go ahead and engage in this encounter would be either to jet away as fast as possible after the initial engagement, or what I'm about to show you. Hello, friend. There we go. One down. And hey, look! They're not even attacking me yet. Such a shame. Now, this way does feel a little like cheating. There we go. So, anyways, if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you very much. Don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that makes the YouTube algorithm more happy. And otherwise, I will see you in the next one.